Anton, can you hear me?
Yes, Pete. Can you hear me?
Okay. Just a second. Okay, can you guys hear me okay on the stream?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. So, sorry, we had a little bit of a hiccup there. This is the fun of working remotely, where you're trying to figure things out on the go.
Especially a 7-player Red Death Season 2 deathmatch.
I know. And not having Carl this time, I'm going to try to drive you through the outback as we survive the apocalypse here. So,
For those of you that missed the introduction, which I think was everyone,
Okay.
We got Peter Murray in the hot seat here, and I'm Anton Stringer, joining you as the lead designer for the New Frontier Pass. But today, what we're talking about is a free game update that's going out for everyone. And for those of you on PC, this is the highlight feature. This is Red Death Season 2.
So Season 1 was this really cool multiplayer battle royale mode, and you guys have made some changes for Season 2. So you want to talk a little bit about that, Anton?
Yeah, sure. So probably my favorite change are the 2 new factions we've added. So I see you have gone ahead and picked the Alien faction, which are quite fun. You're at the top there, Mr. Host. And what the aliens can do is they sort of have the xenological camouflage. And this feeds into the second really big update we have for Red Death Season 2, which is in addition to the sort of passive bonuses that all the factions have, all factions also have a more active ability that is usually on cooldown. So for the case of the aliens, that's the xenological camouflage. What they can do is they can have their units go in semi-invisible for 6 turns. And then once that's up, they can get it back after a short cooldown. And what that lets them do is it behaves like stealth does in a normal game of Civilization, where they're invisible to units except for units that are right next to them. So this is great for like sneaking in and out of enemy territory, and both early on for avoiding confrontations, and later on for once the safe zone has shrunk and you're maybe trying to sneak out and let 2 other players duke it out instead of getting into a fight with you. So going down the list here, we have lots of fun Phyraxians joining us today. We got Kevin Jones playing as the mad scientist. We got Ryan Taylorton, who does a lot of the editing work for all of our first look videos, which our fans really love, playing as the cultist today. We got Albert Briggs, who gives Carl a run for his money back in the QA pit, playing as the zombies, which is another new faction. One of the things that makes the zombies cool. Or go ahead, Pete.
No, I was going to say, since the zombies are a new faction, let's go ahead and we'll take some time about how they're pretty different.
Absolutely, yeah. They play very differently from any of the other factions, and it takes some experience and a little bit of luck to have them pan out. But if you do, it is a brutal victory. So what the zombies do is, instead of getting normal units like helicopters, machine guns, stuff like that, they just get more zombies. So going around and exploring the map, that's one way to get more units. The other more fun way is by eating their brains. So when you attack other units and they die, they will spawn a new zombie unit for you under your control. So they are very much about snowballing over other units. And in order to help them sort of keep this momentum going, they have this passive ability where when you're playing as the zombies, you actually get these little arrows underneath your zombie units that will sort of guide you towards the nearest live brain for you to eat up. So you got to keep this momentum going, though, because the zombies will take a little bit of damage every turn. So it's about getting that train going and trying to take it all the way to the end.
All right.
Down beneath Albert, just to take us through the rest of the cast here, we got Arthur Gould playing as the mutants. We got Tronster Hartley playing as the jocks. And last but certainly not least, we've got Bradley Olson playing as the Border Lords. Bradley is our multiplayer programmer and the designer of Red Death. It actually started as a sort of April Fool's joke here in the office, but it became a full-fledged mode that was really fun. And these are some of the repeated playtesters that have played this in the office and outside of office hours. So this is a fun match that we've got lined up for you today.
All right, well, let's kick it off, and then while we're queuing up, so this update that went out today, just a couple hours ago, this does have a whole bunch of updates for everybody who is an owner of Civilization 6. So some balance changes having to do with religion, right?
Religion is the big focus, yeah. So just like with all of the game updates, there's going to be 5 more after this month. We have a big new feature. This time it's Red Dead Season 2, but there's a lot of balance changes as well. So we took another look at some of the natural wonders, especially in light of the new ones we had released with the Maya and Grand Columbia pack last month. We wanted to do a little bit of rebalance. We mentioned the Eye of Sahara and the Yosemite rebalances a little bit in our community update video that we released last week, but we also took another look at Cliffs of Dover because we had heard a lot about that in the community. The big change, of course, is religious beliefs. So I'll dig more into that perhaps a little bit later. But first, yes, I want to kind of like introduce everybody to what Red Death is. So as Pete was mentioning, it's sort of this battle royale mode. The idea is that you start with a civilian unit, which in the case of the aliens is that settler unit down there with the flag. The story here, which our artist John Fitzgerald sort of came up with for these guys, is that they were sort of stuck maybe in Area 51 somewhere, and they the world got in trouble. There's Red Death, which is sort of like this radiation, which is going to start creeping in. So they had to get out of Dodge. They stole a truck. They can't fly. It's not a functional aircraft. They can't get off the planet yet, but they're trying to be the last man or alien life form standing in order to win the game. And so, so a big part of the early phases of Red Death is about finding these city ruins from the world that came before, and they're sort of marked by this green smoke. You can think of them kind of like the tribal villages in a normal game of Sid.
What?
And did you just? I think you just got.
I think I just got aced. Oh my gosh!
Wow, you must have gotten blitzed. That's.
I wonder. I got hit by a
Things can
raider.
go quite fast.
All right. Well,
You
tell you
must
what.
have.
Let's pop on the observer mode, and we will try see what
That's
happens.
the good
What
news.
happened? Oh, I got hit by that raider.
I think so.
Who? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so.
Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
sometimes you got to go fast. Yeah, we got turn timers on and stuff like that. So, but that's okay. Yeah. So the bright side of that is that observer mode was something that we had seen after season 1 was really really missing from the experience, because what happened was you imagine this situation where you got sort of taken out by raiders early on, and you might not know what happened, right? And especially if you're playing with, friends of yours, on a voice chat or something, or even if you were playing online with some people that were perhaps good at the new game, you might not be able to sort of dissect what your strategy was. But with observer mode, you can stick around, and you can even talk in the chat with other players that have passed beyond the grave. You can't talk to people that are still living because that'd allow for too many cheats. But yeah, we can sort of zoom around here and kind of see what's going on. So we got a faction that, it looks like they're protecting their civilian. That's
thanks.
a good idea.
Thanks. All right. So actually, the team is suggesting that we go ahead and we actually start a new game. So we're going to take a second. We'll be right back. We're going to set up a new lobby, and then hopefully we'll get back into the game in just a moment. Stay tight. We're going to restart. Well, well, Anton, I have to say that is probably the worst showing of Red Death I've ever put up in my life. And inevitably, it waits until you're on stream
Yeah.
before you do that. So
That's how it happens. So yeah, you have made the very smart move, in my professional opinion, of escorting your settler with one of those units there. So it is important in the first phase to sort of spread out and get those city ruins that we were focused on when you got aced. But you do still need to protect the settler, especially early on. You haven't really explored where the raider camps and stuff are. But,
right.
For those in any doubt on the internet that we scripted these ahead of time too much,
yeah, that'll
that is
certainly
not the case.
Yeah, that'll certainly set your mind at ease.
Red Death is full of surprises.
Isn't it, though? I'm sure Carl somewhere is either experiencing remote horror or feels like 1,000 voices cried out suddenly and were silenced.
Felt a disturbance in the air.
Yeah. So, oh, goodness.
So back, everything's fine now.
Yeah.
And so on the infantry unit down there, what might have helped, but we weren't able to react in time, is you got that xenological camouflage ability, which, like, if you see trouble coming, which we didn't, you can activate it and they won't see you.
Well, that's what I should have done.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, we got 7 players in here. We've got aliens. So yeah, as aliens and really as a lot of the factions, you want to spread out early, but safely, and look for those city ruins, because getting perfect.
Okay.
So getting a lot of units on your side helps prevent things like what just happened. You will also occasionally find extra civilian units. So sort of think of it like HP, or you're playing chess, but you have more than one king piece or something like that. So even if your enemy was able to nab one of your civilian units, you have more than one that can give you some safety net there.
Yep. So some of the other changes that have come to the factions this season. So you talked a little bit about how people have each faction has an active ability like the xenological camouflage. You want to talk a little bit about some of the other abilities we might see over the course of the day?
Yeah, sure. So one of my favorites, and I know it's one of Tronster's favorites too, is the Jocks faction. What they get to do, since they love post-apocalyptic football so much, is they get to throw a tiny nuclear device every 6 turns. Now, this is not going to be as strong as the other nuclear devices you might find in the game by exploring things like supply drops, but it's pretty devastating. It can do some damage, and because it leaves sort of like, this red death. Oh, there, sure enough, another civilian.
Yep.
Because it leaves some red death radiation in its wake, it can also be really useful, like sort of like cutting off choke points, giving some people some attrition damage. So that's probably one of my favorites. Each faction has a really unique sort of play style. So kind of as I was mentioning when we were setting up, the aliens are very slippery, and that can be played to quite a lot of advantage.
If you play them well, using their abilities, then yes, they're incredibly slippery.
Yes,
if you
Pete,
just
if you
kind of
play
flail
them
around, ooh, that's coastline. I don't know that that's...
Coastline's not the best for you. If you're playing as the Pirates faction, then you take less damage on the sort of like poisoned water, and you can sort of zip up and down pretty easily. The Pirates, which are not in this game, they actually have a treasure map of kind of like an extra juicy supply drop that only they can see, and so they can go seek it out in addition to their other objectives. And I believe their active abilities too, if it's too far or it's behind enemy lines, they can sort of throw the map away and re-roll it and try for something else instead.
Yep. Now, we do have 4 turns until the safe zone shrinks, and it won't do a ton of damage at first, but it is sort of pushing back. And
exactly.
Bradley has told me that since the aliens do heal each turn automatically, they don't take quite as much damage from the water, but...
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. And so this is the other sort of half of the aliens that makes them cool. You have the camouflage to sort of avoid fights, but you do have passive healing every turn, which, especially against the raiders, again, if you see them coming, can be actually quite good. Because,
I think we've made that point amply clear. I think everybody understands that.
Any chance I get, I'm gonna bring it up again. So. I'll let you play a little bit and try not to heckle you.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, but so the raiders, like that raider scout up there, the aliens are particularly good at harassing units and kind of staying in combat longer because they don't need to pull back to heal. They get a little bit of healing every turn, and their healing amount isn't as strong. Like if they heal from other means, they're not going to heal quite as much, but they heal a little bit over time every turn, which is quite nice. You can be aggressive against raider camps. You can rack up that XP because it's not just about the quantity of the units; it's also about the quality, about leveling them up. Getting experience, stuff like that. And there's another city. So
yeah,
you're
I'm
in
gonna
position for that one.
Should be spreading out a little bit more, but feeling like
being in between two pieces of water there, maybe finding some other avenue. So this is still the early phase of Red Death. Like through lots of playtesting, and everyone in the game here has been playtesting this a lot over the last year. We have sort of identified interesting sort of strategies and patterns of games of Red Death. So this is sort of like the first phase where it's a blue sky, everything's fine, there's no radiation anywhere, you're just going around, looting empty cities and maybe finding some raiders or maybe finding some other players here and there, but you're just sort of like expanding your army sort of thing. So if you're just tuning in, we're showing off Red Death Season 2, which is the main feature of our first free game update for Civilization 6 that we're doing alongside the New Frontier Pass. So this is a multiplayer scenario, kind of a battle royale feel. We've just started out and we're playing as the Aliens faction. And again, we're still in that first phase where we are exploring around, trying to build our army, build our forces, so we have some strength moving in later on. But pretty soon, it looks like maybe in one turn, the Red Death is going to appear.
And I'm really interested. I'm really interested to know where it's going to start forming in. Oh dear.
Okay, so you look to be right on the edge of the safe zone, so you need to book it west.
Yeah, real fast. This is not good at all. So
we also have a couple supply drops that are coming in on the mini-map as well, but I know Bradley's in this game.
And
Bradley's playing the Border Lords.
And the Border Lords are really going to excel at that. So
tricksy.
We need to start moving out
really
fast.
The Border Lords' active ability, which again, like many others, is on a cooldown, like our camouflage, allows you to drop fake trap supply drops. So some of those might be fakes, and if we move over them, if it's a real one, great. Get another unit, might even get a nuclear device to use against our enemies. But if it's fake, we're gonna get damaged, and depending on how else we're doing, we might die.
And of course,
that's not good.
The most fun of playing as the Border Lords is putting those supply drops right next to a real supply drop and forcing somebody to play, which door is the prize and which door is the other bad prize.
Oh, and 2 more supply drops have just mysteriously appeared. Oh, that's how convenient.
I'm sure they're fine. I'm not going to look at them at all.
So I've been informed that someone in the chat has made sort of like a perhaps joking proposal of marriage, and I'm obligated to tell you that Pete is already taken. So sorry, everyone.
With kids. Sorry.
With kids.
Happily married.
Some pretty cool kids too. We've played some games together.
Oh my God.
They're quite fun folks.
Yes, they are. My son thinks he works at Firaxis.
He might as well.
It's true. It's true. Oh my gosh. All right. So now I have to get inside this safe zone.
You do. You got some time.
Fast. I got some
like
time.
8 turns.
And it's not super
and
damaging.
Again,
yeah.
So the way the Red Death mechanic works, it's the red you see on the minimap there. So it's kind of coming in this hourglass shape, and that giant sort of nice, calm, sort of light white color. That's the safe zone. That's where we want to be. So as long as we're there, we're not going to take any damage. The red is going to move to absorb and go up right against this border, basically, which is what we're seeing now.
Right.
And then once it meets there, it's going to do the same thing again. It's going to be smaller. So there's going to be a smaller sort of hex-sized thing within the current safe zone. And it might be, similarly placed. Maybe it's to the left, maybe it's to the right. Maybe it'll be in our favor. Maybe we got to keep moving even faster. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I agree with sort of Pete's priority right now is to get into the safe zone. If he, lags behind, or if there's some supply drops or some combat he wants to get into the Red Death, right now it's okay to do because again, like the Red Death starts out kind of weak. It's 10 on the upper left.
Oh no!
Hello, Jocks. No, those are the cultists.
So the cultists with their GDR. So this is going to be real interesting, real fast.
This is Ryan Taylorton here.
Yep.
The cultists start out with a GDR, which for those of you who might not know or might not remember, in Gathering Storm, nice camouflage with the settler there. For those, so the GDR is sort of our affectionate acronym for Giant Death Robot. It was something that we had added in Civilization 5. Not exactly historical, kind of looking more to the future and to fun science fiction things that we like. But it's an especially good fit here in Red Death. The GDR is sort of this giant, futuristic weapons platform that in this apocalyptic landscape has taken on new meaning. In fact, the whole cultist faction has sort of evolved around worshipping this broken down GDR to the point where their active ability is actually to sacrifice themselves in its name. So once the cultists get a larger army, they can actually sacrifice units, and it will promote the GDR so that the GDR eventually becomes fully operational, which is quite scary.
So,
the cultists are really boxing you in there. So yeah, I think going on the water might be a good call.
This is not good. Oh man.
With the passive healing, you might be okay. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
But yeah,
I'm hoping.
Pretty dangerous.
But this poor guy out here, he'll get a little bit of healing this next turn. But I think I'm just gonna have to do my best to get out of the way. And I saw Tronster up here in our chat was saying that he'd seen some undead. So clearly the zombies are out where he is. And I see down in the mini map. Somebody's dropped a nuke as well too. So
somebody's throwing some footballs over there.
Yeah, somebody's throwing some footballs. This is not a great game. Not a great game.
This is fine.
I miss Carl. I miss Carl a lot. I know I make fun of him when we have these streams. I accuse him of being a warmonger, but I wish to make it abundantly clear I could use his help today.
Pete, look at it this way: you are doing infinitely better than the last game.
That's thanks.
I mean that as a full compliment.
I really appreciate that, Anton. Thank you.
You're
choosing
welcome.
Not to read into that at all.
You don't have time. You got to keep moving.
I don't have time. I got to keep moving.
So a fun thing about Red Death also, and we had some of this in Season 1, but it's even more pronounced in Season 2, is the landscape, right? Right next to the cultist GDR that was operational, there's sort of like a dead,
a wrecked one.
Decrepit, there's a wrecked one. There's a sort of Statue of Liberty buried in the sand somewhere on every map, which, is a sign of a planet that's being taken over by hostile forces. So that's quite fun. The water looks toxic. There's sort of, because it damages you.
Well,
I believe the polar ice caps kind of look like, like a fortified, decrepit city.
Oh, here's something interesting.
Yeah, so zombies are not just a new faction; they're also a new raider type of enemy. So the infection is out; it's everywhere. So you will occasionally find zombie units just out in the wild that do not have a master, because the secret sauce of the zombie faction that Albert is leading is that they have this just like we have a fun civilian unit for the aliens. It's the sort of like defunct UFO. The aliens have a brain in a jar, which you can actually see.
The zombies have a brain in a jar.
The zombies do, yes.
Yeah.
The zombies have a brain in a jar, and so that's their civilian unit that's sort of riding around. And again, our art team had a lot of fun sort of imagining the story behind this and the lore. Basically, being that the zombie horde controlled by Albert here is sort of controlled by these brain waves that are in this brain in a jar, and the brain in a jar unit is sort of surrounded by these scientist types that kind of look goofy, and they're sort of making sure that the brain in the jar gets all its electrolytes and things like that. So yeah, just in case anyone is just tuning in for the first time, we're playing in Red Death multiplayer scenario. This is Red Death Season 2.
It's for PC. Just came out today. We just put out the season update. So if you're check it out.
Went live this morning. Yeah.
Just go check for your update this morning. That's pretty exciting. Let's see what I can do. I might be able to pick up that
land might be safe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
And again, your passive healing, as long as there's no threats on the other side there.
As long as what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly? Yes.
Yeah. So I'll try to take some chip shots at that AT unit. Might be able to raid that camp, get a tank or something cool with that. That would be fun.
You could. Yeah.
I could use a tank. I could use something going my favor in the course of this game. That would be really great.
You got 3 civilians. It's just, you only have 2 military units, so one of them is going to be unprotected.
So I'm just going to try to win this game by not getting hit ever. Oh.
Just sneaking around.
Yep. Sorry, everybody was waiting on me. I didn't realize they were waiting on me. Okay, so machine gun. Go ahead and bombard that.
From across the channel.
That's right. That's right.
I like it.
Okay, and then hopefully That'll clear it out. Oh, the zombies look like they're on the move. I hope they don't think I'm the closest target. Maybe the cultists are.
Yeah, the cultists are probably still down there, so hopefully they get distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just to reiterate for everyone too, even though Red Death Season 2 is a lot of fun, it's got multiplayer, it's got matchmaking, it's fun either with friends or with random folks on the internet. It's not the only big part of this update. We also have a ton of other things going on. We took a lot of balanced looks at various parts of the game. The two big areas we focused on this time were natural wonders and religion and beliefs. So on the natural wonders end of things, we have because in the Maya and Grand Columbia pack, we sort of added 3 new natural wonders that were a little bit more fantastical and mythological. We wanted to take another look at the existing natural wonders and make sure that they're sort of balanced, lined up. So Eye of Sahara and Yosemite both got yield bonuses compared to where they were before, kind of bring them more in line. And then Cliffs of Dover, which we had heard several fan feedback points about, is now stronger. So Cliffs of Dover still cannot be built on. There's no tile improvements that you can make on it because the art, we think it's important to sort of stay iconic, those white cliffs, and not have things sort of crowding it out. But in order to sort of counteract that, it has a lot more appeal than other natural wonders do. Natural wonders always have 2 appeal that they'll give to adjacent tiles for things like seaside resorts, which are good for culture victory, things like neighborhoods for housing. But Cliffs of Dover, instead of just giving 2 appeal, will give 4, which is massive. So it's really great for those things. It's also a great site for a national park. So we hope that it'll be a lot more useful and exciting in games that it turns up in. And, we look forward to your feedback on those moving forward. So on the religion... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, before let's talk about religion in a second. Yeah. I don't know if people heard on the stream or not, but we actually have Sean Bean narrating Red Death as well, too, which is a ton of fun.
I have the game volume down, so I haven't been hearing them. But yeah, it's that was really fun. Because for the New Frontier Pass, we wanted to have Sean Bean voice the introductions for all the new leaders. And I think Bradley and I were like, hey, what if we have him add some narration moments for Red Death, some announcement moments? So yeah, when factions die, when things happen, Sean Bean is going to be narrating the events of this scenario, which is just massive fun. It
is pretty fun. He had a good time with it too, I think. When you listen to the recording, it was a lot of fun to hear those lines come in and talk to the writer about what he would plan to put in there.
Totally, yeah, and it's nice too because in when he's reading the sort of introductions for the game and for the technology quotes and stuff like that. I mean, there are a couple of humorous quotes in there, of course, but in general, he's this very sort of he's got the gravitas of the history narrator. But in Red Death, he was able to loosen up a little bit and kind of has a different feel, which we quite like.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. All right, so the game doesn't want to give me military units. Apparently, there were UFOs cached all over the planet. And and so I have another civilian unit. I think I'm going to just try to get
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And there's some deep water, so clearly I'm at the edge of something here.
Yeah, and the safe zones, luckily you're still inside it. You don't have to move too fast, but it is still kind of...
It is kind of...
We don't know how long this ocean is going to last.
Yeah.
That's one of the scary parts of Red Death.
Yeah, and it's coming in. I mean, it's very definitely starting to collapse in a little bit.
So one of the benefits of playing this so much internally and having a lot of feedback and having a dedicated designer and programmer like Bradley is that we're able to work in a lot of balance tweaks very quickly based on things we've seen. So one of the things that I know that he worked on quite a bit was this algorithm of where the safe zone is picked.
I am become death, destroyer of worlds.
Sean Bean is saying nuclear launch detected.
And he is death.
Destroyer of worlds.
And clearly
so that ain't no jock football. That's a full-fledged nuclear device right there. So things are happening up around there.
It's very exciting, that's for sure. Oop, I didn't confirm my turn.
Didn't mean to do that.
No.
Yeah, so I forgot what I was talking about. I was distracted by nuclear weapons.
So, don't you dare!
Oh, the cultist is going for it.
Don't you dare take that from me. Oh, man. Man.
Oh, right. So
I have to let it go. Sorry, go ahead.
I think you do. Yeah. So right. So Bradley's so the safe zone algorithm, right? I mean, it takes a lot of tweaking to get to feel right. One of the things that we noticed like early on in the playtest, and this might have even been back in season 1, was the presence of water can make a huge difference on faction equality and getting a good start position versus a bad start position. I remember there's an early game I played in season 1 where I sort of got kind of trapped on an island on an isthmus somewhere, and I just couldn't make it across the ocean in time.
Oh yeah, that totally happened to me
die.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of work too, especially for the last few Red Death spots. The safe zone isn't going to be just exclusively over water. There's some intelligence, or make sure there's enough land, but there still will sometimes be little lakes and something which makes it interesting. But yeah, it's not going to hose you too badly.
It always feels like it should be more land than it ends up being. I can't believe I had to all that work clearing that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ryan's cultists are just laughing in your face.
He doesn't.
Right now.
He's going to get a military unit. He's going to sacrifice that to his big. Oh, he got a helicopter.
Or a helicopter.
Of course, he got a helicopter because that's.
It's a shame you didn't get the helicopter because alien helicopters look like UFOs and they're awesome.
He's shooting something. What are you shooting?
Yeah, he's actually. Yeah, maybe he's in trouble over there.
I would hope. Oh.
Helicopter is distracted. That's good for us.
Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. This is fine. We'll just stay out of the. Oh my gosh.
Nothing's on fire. It's just poisonous water.
Yeah, you know what? New strategy. I will win this game by flooding the final zone with civilian units, thus guaranteeing I will survive simply by having the most civilians. This will totally work. There's nothing wrong with this plan. I said there's nothing wrong with this plan.
Absolutely, Pete. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. A-okay.
Appreciate the vote of support.
Maybe the other players will be just so confused.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The madman defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll take them ashore next turn. All right. Let's start scouting this area. Let's put some xenological camouflage on.
I like it.
Yeah. I think those.
The Vanguard is hidden.
Yep.
Make sure that
exactly
don't get caught with our pants down.
All right.
Oh, and there's some supply drops there. Hopefully supply drops
and not, little surprises for me from Bradley and the Border Lords. That would be great. That would be great. Oh, heavens. All right. So you talked about natural wonders. You want to talk about religions for a little bit?
For sure. Yeah. So with a lot of the religious beliefs, we had collected a lot of feedback, looking at forums, looking at Civ Fanatics, Reddit, and our own internal playtests, and Carl and Albert and the folks in QA giving us some detailed feedback. So what we did was we took a look at all the religious beliefs in the game, and this is from pantheon beliefs all the way up through in advanced beliefs that are only part of an official religion. So even if you're not playing a religious game, the updated pantheon bonuses will be valuable for everyone, I think. So we reworked 12 religious beliefs. In some cases, we took some effects that were on less popular or more niche beliefs, and we sort of combined them with other beliefs. So my go-to example for this is the warrior monks. It was a belief that would unlock this really cool unit, but it was sort of situational. And there was another belief that was it would allow completed holy sites to culture bomb adjacent tiles, which is really cool, but also situational. So what we've done is we've combined those into the warrior monks beliefs. The warrior monks belief kind of has now more going for it, a little bit more utility. We've also reworked a lot of the other sort of balance of things as well. So for example, the Dari Mare religious building won't get pillaged by environmental effects, which is especially useful because it sort of gets better yield the longer and the older it is. Lady of the Reed and Marshes, that gives +2 production instead of the +1. Oh, those jocks!
Why did they do that? I didn't do anything to them.
It's just a civilian.
It's just a civilian.
Dude.
Fine.
It's got no threat to you.
Fine. I see how it is. Where you can't have it, I'm running away. Yeah,
just gleefully run away.
I'm going to use that civilian to explore what is probably one of Bradley's supply drops.
I feel like it's a 50-50 shot. One of them is probably fake.
Oh, one of them is definitely fake.
Yeah, but
one of them is definitely fake.
So if you were playing as the mad scientist, which I believe Kevin Jones is, their active ability is this sort of shield. And what the shield does is it increases your defense strength by +10 for a short amount of time. It also makes you immune to Red Death and nuclear weapon damage,
Fallout,
which is so if you can see something coming, if you're like, oh, the jocks are on the ridge there, I wonder what's going to happen, you can just like pop the shield and you'll be okay.
And
unfortunately, all you have is camouflage. And they saw it.
Yeah, thus demonstrating the important difference between cover and concealment.
So back briefly to the religious beliefs. So in addition to the 12 that we reworked or sort of like combined with older ones, we also have 2 brand new ones. One is Sacred Places, which I mentioned in the sort of game update video that we did, which gives a bunch of yields for cities that have world wonders in them. Another fun one is it was a trap.
Of course it was. They better not both be traps. They're both going to be traps, aren't they?
Oh, cackling off there somewhere. Oh, and the cultists, they caught up to us with their helicopter. You gonna go for it? You gonna do that?
No, because if I do, no, I'm gonna run away. I
the cultists have like stolen it from you 2 times.
Twice. Oh no!
Oh, and who's down there? That's the Border Lords. Yep, that's the Border Lords. They saw their trap go off, and now they're coming.
They're coming. They better not both be trapped. This is great. This is fine. Fine. Everything is great. Everything is fine. Sorry, Anton. As soon as you start to talk about what's new in the thing, I'm like, I drive into a bomb or something.
Red Death is action-packed.
I miss Carl. Did I mention I miss Carl?
You did. You did.
I think it bears repeating. I don't think he gets appreciated enough sometimes.
I appreciate Carl. As much as I make fun of him on streams, Carl's a solid dude, and he's very good at this game.
Ooh, that was a trap too.
Oh, hey, nice.
Well, good.
What about that one up there? That just appeared. That's probably okay.
I'm sure it's okay. Okay. Let's actually here. Let's try this thing. Which way am I gonna go? I wonder. Let's just get away. All right. This is not a trap. It was a trap. This is the worst. Oh my gosh.
So for you Red Death Pro aspirants out there, something to keep in mind with the So A. Do as we say, not as we do.
Right.
And B, if you're playing as the Border Lords, the sort of algorithm for supply drops is we want them to be a little risky to go and get. So often, as we see here, they are sort of close to the edge of where the Red Death is going to appear. So the safe thing would be, hey, let's go to the middle. Let's avoid this. But to be risky, you could go for the supply drops on the edge. So Bradley, of course, he programmed this. He knows this. So he's like, haha, I will place my trap ones where the real ones often are. And he's reaping the benefits of that.
So one of the other things that's happened with this... I want to shoot him, but I can't. One of the other things that happened with this update is that cross-platform multiplayer now works as well, too. So for you people who play between PC and Mac, your time has come. You can get back into those multiplayer games with people. So that's we're excited about that. We're happy about that as well too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Bradley is also reminding us that matchmaking for Red Death should also be more robust now. So if you've wanted to check this out, you can go ahead and jump in. If you don't have friends online and you've never played Red Death before, you can get match made with random people. There's a random queue or a solo queue as well. And let me put it this way, you won't play worse than I am playing right now. So you should definitely check it out and have a good time with it. All right. Now I'm getting squeezed in by Bradley. Oh, stop it. Stop it. I never did anything to you. Oh,
close friends with the water this time.
Okay, hang on a second.
And the GDR is just like hanging out in the water.
Oh! I was going to shoot him, but
see, we knew that. That's why we
didn't do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Oh man, this is going to be exciting.
So another fun sort of multiplayer quality of life thing that Red Death has now, in addition to the matchmaking improvements, is kick voting. So if you have if you have come across a griefer that just won't leave you alone in the lobby, or is disagreement or something like that, for the real barbarians among you, you can now have some.
Oh no!
Oh,
I lost my. So
well,
I can't.
Now you're surrounded.
Yeah. I can't. Oh man.
Out of movement. Can't do. Yep.
Oh.
This is bad.
A little bad. All right. So
bad.
let's see. I can.
You can promote him. So if
this is going to go great.
So this can be the kind of situation where the aliens shine, because you got the cultists after you, and the border lords are coming up from the south. So if you can like camouflage and just get away, that's really good.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like
that would be
something
good.
that happens. So I've mentioned the sort of phases of Red Death as we've played a lot and sort of gotten a feel for the pacing. First phase, blue sky, go explore the city
Nuclear launch
ruins,
detected.
expand your army. Second phase is kind of where we are
Death.
now. This is probably the
Destroyer
later
of
end of the second
worlds.
phase, where it's okay. The Red Death starts creeping in. People start moving towards the center, and you start coming across more and more folks. And the city ruins and raider camps are pretty slim pickings at this point. And so, starting in phase 2, and especially phase 3, where like things are really compact, and you're kind of like fighting for the last man standing. Last player standing, what happens is you get a lot of these run-ins, right? Where there's less space but the same amount of folks, especially since none of the players have died yet. Oh, GDR.
Oh,
GDR.
GDR.
Oh, but he doesn't care.
This
He
is
wanted to
so
get there to
bad.
attack
All
us.
right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go this way. We're going to
Is your camo up? Your
camo
camo's
up. Yep.
Okay.
We're going to take
Promote.
a promotion real quick. We're going to ignore movement. We are going to... Ooh! Much excitement over there. All right, and now we're going to try to finesse our way out of here as best we can. Yep, let's go back this way. Okay, this is...
The jocks are up there, but they don't see us.
Yep.
They can blind fire with their nuke if
and
it's
they
up.
Frequently do. We've frequently seen that. So
every 6 turns, might as well.
Yeah, this is. Oh! If only I had found some more military units. Like Tronster's got
a rough
this,
start.
Yeah, the jocks have a helicopter corps, which is brutally unfair because I was gonna have one. There's helicopters chasing me. I don't know what happened to GDR. Maybe it jumped back into the fog of war.
That's another tactic as you sort of enter the later phases. Is early on, it's great to have quantity of units, spreading out, getting as many city ruins and such as possible. But as space gets tighter and it's at a premium, it might be better to have more compact units. So corps and armies or highly promoted units instead of just a flood of units that might not even be able to get to the safe zone in time. So yeah, the safe zone is contracted. The Red Death is back up to is up now to 20 damage every turn. It looks like Bradley actually took out the cultist GDR.
Did he really? Maybe he did.
Yeah, our cultist player in the chat is saying that his GDR is no more. So oof, that is rough.
See, I didn't find a
Bradley Y.
Bradley Y. That's okay.
So yeah, Red Death is creeping north now. The safe zone, we got to go a little north.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, but that's that. Well, fortunately, I'm going to use my alien's ability to get wet and maybe jump in the ocean here. Oh,
sounds good.
This is so bad. All right, let's see if I can get out of here.
The jocks are expressing worries that they haven't seen zombies in a while. So we're still seeing them.
Oh, got caught again. I forgot I didn't have my. Oh, this is fine. This is fine. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Oh no! Okay. Well, this makes it a lot easier for me to manage my units now, right? Right?
Only got one to worry about.
Only got one to worry about.
Just manage it to your heart's content.
Oh. I think RNG did me dirty. I really think.
A little bit.
Just a couple more units, I would have been a contender.
But or a couple of units that were like, military instead of civilians.
Civilians, yeah.
You had a lot of vulnerable stuff there.
I did. The fun part about this, though, is that these matches are fast. And, you can have a game where things go badly for you. And you can just jump in and play again, and not feel like you've spent all evening working very hard towards a loss. It's a fun game to play, and certainly when you guys have been doing the tests as a team, it's always fun to jump in on them and to just play, take an hour or two, and do the briefing afterwards. So, now Tronster says the zombies are showing up by him, which is interesting.
So he might be occupied for a while. That's good. That might be good for us.
That would be good. So I think I'm going to go this way and see if I can survive.
Island hopping up there.
A little island hopping, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's multiple hordes of zombies. I don't think I like that at all. I don't think I like that one little bit. Oh, I'll take it.
Let's see if that'll
take it.
take. Let's see. Because you're stacked, I think it's not going to take.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well,
Yeah.
then here's what we're going to do. Oh, come on.
Because they're both ocean units, yeah.
All right, well,
No boat combat. So you just got 2 ships passing by in the night.
Oh, no!
Oh, goodness!
Oh, no!
Who is that?
It's the mutants!
Oh, no.
It's the mutants.
Arthur Gould's mutants.
With a
And
rocket
a
launcher.
rocket.
And
That's
a helicopter core.
That's pretty bad. That's
And a tank. I'm
tanks
fine.
on water,
This
though.
is fine.
You know.
I'm fine.
So yeah, the rocket artillery is one of the really great supply drop sort of units that happens. One of the things that makes the mutants really fun, which it makes sense why he's kind of close to the Red Death there. What the mutants can do, oh, and there's the purple. They can sort of move their units into the Red Death and charge up radiation. And once they do that, they can go back into normal land, like here, and they sort of leave a trail of purple radiation where they go. And so that purple radiation, that sort of purple death, is still damaging to your enemies, but it actually is nice for the mutants. It's it's metabolized in a very, very pleasing way, and so they actually get increased movement. They're kind of like radioactive highways for them, and they can. So yeah, it's a good thing you got out of there, because depending on how many radioactive sort of charges he had in his units, he could have sort of like drawn a circle around you and cut you off, especially with that helicopter.
Yeah, and especially at the end of the game where you're having a knife fight in a phone booth, that ability to drop the radioactive spots down and sort of deny space to people is a huge part of how the mutants can win the game.
Yeah, that's another sort of like late game use of the Border Lords as traps as well, because like even if it's a fake supply drop, it's still a space that it's taking up.
Right.
So
Right.
you can really oh, what? There's mutant stuff over there
Mutants
too.
there? And
Mutants
wait,
everywhere.
and there's mountains there.
So north is fine.
North is, but like all I really need to do is have a whole chain of mountains through here and get my back pinned up by that. But I need something. It's so far away. It's so far away. But.
While
I
you're
don't know.
contemplating this, I'm just telling everyone who might just be tuning in for the first time, or for folks that are sort of curious about the arc of the New Frontier Pass and what's to come for Civilization 6 in general. First off, I'd encourage you, like Red Death is quite a fun scenario. We've put a lot of polish and really fun art into it, and the matchmaking makes it pretty easy to jump in and get started. But even if that's not your cup of tea, there's plenty of new content coming throughout the rest of the year. All of the future patches, so Red Death is PC only, but all of the future patches will have at least one big new feature kind of like this, and they will be for all platforms for everybody. So you don't need to have Gathering Storm expansion. You can, even if you just have the base game, no matter what sort of platform you're playing on, there will be a fun new thing for everyone. So I really look forward to being able to tell you all more once the time comes for all of these game updates. Again, we're doing 6 of them total. So the New Frontier Pass has 6 paid DLCs, and you can go and buy the full pass now if you want. The first pack already came out last month as Maya and Gran Colombia. You can also buy them individually if you find like specific ones that you just want. But in between of these 6 updates, we have 6 game updates. So it sort of goes paid DLC that's part of the pass, and then a free game update, which is this month. And we're going to zigzag that way for the next year or so. So there's plenty of fun things coming up on the horizon. In addition to the big new features, we're also doing a lot of balance reworks, kind of like the Religion and Natural Wonders we did this time. We got a whole list, a whole menu of things that we're working on, from AI to balance, to bug fixes, to UI. So there's a lot of stuff to really look forward to. And throughout it all, too, especially in these months where we're focusing on updates for everyone, we encourage you to visit the forums, hit us up on Twitter, go on Civ Fanatics and the like, and voice your opinions, voice what you think, voice what you want to see coming. And we are listening. For example, one of the things that we had seen after the release of Maya and Gran Colombia was that we had done a lot of internal playtesting and found that we thought that Gran Colombia was a good place with its Comandante Generals and stuff, but now that it's out in the wild, we've seen some good examples where folks disagree, and so we are taking another look at Gran Colombia's balance. And is a little too quick to turn around and have that for this update, but that and many other things are things that we're looking at.
Oh, I just saw the, sorry, the rocket launcher might have fired on something shielded down there?
Could have been.
Ah.
Yeah. There's some jocks down there too. So the rocket
No.
artillery, it's a great late game unit, but it can only fire if it hasn't moved until you get a promotion. So that's like a really clutch late game promotion if you're able to. And the rocket artillery, I think, can shoot up to 3 tiles away. So you are in the danger zone, sir.
I am, but I could also shoot him.
You could actually. Yeah, he's not looking too.
Ah ha ha!
Hey!
Take that!
Victory!
Yeah, I killed a unit.
We win.
It's a moral victory. From here on out, it's
victory.
a moral victory as I get succumbed by the Red Death. Oh my gosh. So, so we talked a little bit about the roadmap for the New Frontier Pass. So go on civilization.com if you haven't seen that. We've shown a little bit of what we're going to have for the next year. I really don't like this tank. Just gonna put it out there.
It's coming for revenge. Yeah.
It is coming for revenge. Yeah.
So another thing on civilization.com as of this morning is the patch notes for this full update.
Oh,
so if
yeah.
you want to know the nitty gritty
Nuclear
of
launch
all the
detected.
numbers, all the 12 religious beliefs that
I am
we
become
reworked, as well as the
death,
2 new ones,
destroyer
all the
of
specifics
worlds.
about the natural wonder yields, and you want to a recap of all the Red Death factions, if that's something you're into and you want to strategize around. You can find all those on civilization.com right now.
And of course, the best way to experience it is to actually jump in and play the game as well too. So should be fun. All right, now I got to figure out. Oh, 3 turns left on my cloak. Oh, and people are nuking each other. And there's
You
a
got
tank
mountains, you got mutant Red Death, you got 2 nukes,
and a tank.
you got water.
I like my
got a
options here.
tank.
I like these odds. It's good.
Where's that UFO when you need it?
Maybe I could.
Just get to work on fixing it. Just
Yeah, just
hover really high.
have you tried hitting it? Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again?
That's yeah.
All right, this is not gonna fly. I've had so much success so far with my civilian units operating independently.
Oh goodness.
Yep, that's gonna be
Okay.
fine. That's gonna be
Okay.
fine. Let's see what happens. If nothing else, we'll go to observer mode and we'll watch how the final turns of the game go. Oh! Ha!
Okay.
Take that.
Okay.
Take that.
Holding the ground.
Yep.
I am like baffled. Nobody has died yet. All of the factions, all of the players are still up. Usually by this point, almost half of them are gone.
And
But you can tell we got some pro players here.
and me.
And hey, yeah, don't sell yourself short. You know,
I will
have
sell myself
sneaked
exactly what I'm
past-
worth here. Yeah.
You've snuck past them with grace and speed
That's-
and camouflage.
Yeah, it's very kind of you to say that. This is exciting.
Oh, looks like is the civilians camouflage up?
Civilian.
Maybe.
Is the civilian? Yes, it is. All right, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's
The machine
do-
guns was not.
So we've got 2 turns
Are there
to the
mountains
next
up there?
contraction. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tank
And
is almost down. Okay.
a little bit of it.
Nice.
Oh. Oh.
Go the sneaky way.
Yeah. Yes. I blew up a tank.
Oh, he suicided.
I'm
nice.
literally the best player of Civilization who's ever played the game. Many
Such
people are
old.
saying. Many people are saying.
Yeah. And I think that machine gun has a promotion too. When it,
It
comes
does.
around your next turn,
And
they
I'm
can
definitely
heal
going to have
up.
to take that. And maybe I can meet back up with my super sneaky civilian unit.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens. Okay. Well, the good part is that sea can't be too broad. Maybe I can figure something else.
I'm really wondering where the rest of the mutants have gone because there's these purple
There's
deaths showing up everywhere.
Purple
Yeah.
everywhere. All right. I am going to take the additional sight range, which I think
Yeah.
is probably most useful right now.
See
And
the
with
threats
promotion-
coming, probably.
Yeah. Oh man,
What is happening?
there's more purple. There's purple everywhere. Maybe what I could do.
I'm scared, Pete.
I'm scared as well. I can't stay out here in the ocean forever. Tell you what, I'll come ashore.
Okay.
And then
okay.
meet up. Yep. Let's see what happens here. Yes, this is fine.
Back into formation. I'm gonna give yourself an egg.
Yeah. The Revolut. Yep. That's me.
That is
That's
a
me.
Red Death promotion name if I've ever seen one.
Yep.
Waiting for
Ryan
Taylorton's
Taylorton.
cultists.
Yeah.
You don't have a GDR anymore. What's taking you so long?
Come on. He's probably trying to trick me into it.
Sanctuary diminishes.
Sanctuary diminishes. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, it didn't take the name.
Oh, it must not have committed. Yeah.
The Grim Battery.
I like it. Done. Oh,
Okay.
there's Ryan.
We're going to create an escort formation. Oh!
Ryan
he's
saw
running
us and
away.
he's retreating.
And he ran
I am
away.
become death.
Oh man, more nukes.
Destroyer of worlds.
Wow.
So there's another Jock's bomb right there. I think coming ashore there was a good thing because it's going to start getting pretty tight in a second here. We
It feels like
haven't
the
seen
Red Death
anybody
has
else.
it's contracting inward and expanding outward. Like I don't it's everywhere.
We were talking about constrained
You got-
spaces in the final part of the game. This is a really good example
This
of that.
is it. Yeah, imagine
Yeah.
if you had like an army right now. You know,
I
that'd be,
know. I could actually be doing something as opposed to lurking here in the corner like a shy person at a party with people he doesn't know.
just sort of like leaning up against the wall,
Yeah.
cradling your fruit juice.
Okay, yeah.
What's
I'll
going
help
on
clean
over
up.
there?
Oh! Oh no!
Oh, there's the mutants.
Oh no! I moved one tile. All right, well here we're gonna.
Wow.
Oh! Oh my heavens!
I
There's
think
so
this
many
is it.
mutants. Well, that would explain where all the purple goop was coming from.
Yep. Yep. And the
Oh, and an
the
infantry
nuclear
enemy?
device Red Death has worn off. Oh, this is real bad.
Oh, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think the Grim Battery has done their
Steady,
yeah. I think
steady lads, alien thin men.
yeah. It's
I should mention too. There's a lot of fun had in the unit art for these folks. Not just the UFO on the back of the truck, but obviously with the XCOM team in the same building.
I
we
was
gotta
gonna
have
say,
some
you
little
guys,
grays. We gotta
you
have
guys
some
have
thin men.
yeah, a little bit of inspiration.
It's
Well,
a very light crossover.
you guys told me Arthur was really good. You were not wrong. He's
Yep.
gonna end up chewing me up here. That's all right. I survived this long on cowardice and fear. Maybe I can get a couple more turns out of it. Haha.
Oh, just
Haha.
ready to go.
Yep.
Ready to go.
Oh, somebody got eliminated. Kevin
Oh.
Jones, ethically challenged scientists, got eliminated.
Not first.
Ah, I know, but second for sure. So,
Woo. Yeah, I don't think we saw Kevin the whole game, but he's actually one of our in the playtests we've done. He wins quite often.
yeah, actually, we did see him. We did see
Oh,
him
did we?
briefly, and then he ended up trying to shield his way through a nuke, but couldn't get through all of that. So,
Gotcha. Yeah. Kevin, if you have your mic handy, you want to unmute and tell us how you met your end? Might be wallowing in
Oh,
despair.
there he
Oh,
is.
hello,
Yeah.
Kevin.
I had a really rough start on a little isthmus, and I went south and hit the Border Lords, went west and hit Tronster, and I went across the water and had a fight with Arthur, and he wiped me out basically.
Yeah, Arthur's quite strong. That's our problem right now too. And Bradley, yeah, wow.
Wow. Oh. Oh,
Well, cool.
Man.
Thanks,
Well,
Kevin.
Thanks,
Sorry I had to
Kevin.
look out for
Appreciate
you.
Appreciate you playing with us, and thanks for
Yeah,
sticking
no
through.
problem.
All right.
We could
so
just stay on the ocean here, right? Just like a nice sort of quarantine cruise ship.
how
So just
how much
hang
damage
out.
do you take per turn?
I think
Hanging
it's like
out in the
10.
water? Okay. Well,
The Grim Battery is looking more grim.
slightly
by
more
the-
grim.
by the turn.
So I can at least hide here. Maybe next turn I can come, and then
Yeah?
Bradley.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And just slip on through
Slip
and hope that the
on.
mutants and the Border Lords just attack each other and don't
That would be
find
great.
us.
That's a brilliant plan. Let's have that happen. Let's make that happen. That will be
Okay.
fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh heavens. Unit has moves. That's right. I do. I do have moves.
Dance moves. Alien dance moves.
Okay. Grim Battery is doing badly. Oh, there goes my. Oh, wait. Watch this.
Oh, do the thing. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Unlink. Go to short.
Ah!
Boom! Boom!
Boom.
Kill
Sorry.
number 2.
Nice.
Oh, and that actually took out the cultists.
Did it? Oh, it did. It did. Oh, Ryan, do you want to unmute your mic and tell us what happened to your GDR and what happened after your GDR died?
Yeah, I also was stranded out in the middle of the ocean for quite a while. I was tracking you, and I had you on the run for a really long time, and I was really excited about it.
We noticed
But
that.
then Bradley came up from behind me,
Bradley.
and I was really hoping that the one rocket launcher that got left in the Red Death stayed there, but it's probably the one you're looking at right now.
It's,
does have a
it's
promotion.
entirely possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he and I had a fight, and then it pushed me into you, and then we just kind of bounced around, and I got stuck in the ocean for a while. But all in all, it was a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for playing.
Hey, you got a cleared raider camp and a supply drop from us, though. I think one of the supply drops was a fake one. Oh, the mutants!
Thanks for clearing those out for me. I actually really appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime.
You're welcome, buddy.
You're doing good.
Thanks for playing.
Take it easy,
Yeah,
Ryan. We'll
thanks,
see you later.
guys.
Oh, fighting
So-
everywhere.
The plan is still good, but there's purple death in the way.
Oh man, and there's so much. There's so much.
Or maybe we just stay here, basically moving west.
let's
Maybe we roll the dice on like hoping the red death moves toward, or the
great.
safe zone moves. Oh, hey, zombies!
Oh, where are they? Oh, they're the
they
zombies.
are.
Oh my gosh, they're the zombies.
Oh goodness!
This is really great.
I
I'm
actually
really
don't
happy about
remember
this.
offhand if the zombies sort of like brains. What's the closest brains ability? Will see through camouflage. I actually don't remember that, but thankfully we're
I'm
sort of like equidistant right
Sure, it doesn't.
now. I would think
sure it'll be
that brains give off a sense even through the camouflage.
The
there.
camouflage blocks everything.
You know, alien brains, human
Blocks
brains.
reason.
Zombies don't care.
It blocks sensibility. It blocks all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what
The only
happens
thing,
now.
yeah. There's a lot of supply
Red
drops there.
Death expands.
Oh dear.
Red Death expands, tells us from Sean Bean.
Great. So it's gonna like center in on here.
Okay,
I
this
think-
is not terrible.
I'm
It's a good
glad.
thing we didn't like book it all the way to the west there.
Yeah.
The mutants
Oh
though
no!
were okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, the mutants. You were saying about the mutants.
He might have just been trying to expand his purple death and was like, oh, there's the thing here.
Well,
kill
but there
it.
was infantry. There was the grim death with it.
Yeah.
All right,
the
I'm
grim-
outside. I'm outside of it. Hopefully. Okay. Okay, let's see what happens.
Oh!
Oh, helicopters and rocket launchers and 4 turns remaining on my camouflage.
Oh my.
I don't know. I just want to say it's been an honor. It's been an honor.
The aliens will rise again
Yeah.
another day. Not like the zombies though. That's gross.
No, yeah. Well, that's the problem with the zombies is they keep rising. You just want them to stay down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my heavens. Oh dear. Okay.
Just go hang out with that raider down there.
I think you know what?
The question is, how distracted is Bradley with the mutants?
Let's say he's moderately distracted. Now I'm out in the ocean, and although I've healed up to full,
Nuclear detonation detected.
so that would be over here. So there's a little bit of fighting going on in that corner too. That's
Yep.
Tronster still hanging in there with his jocks. So we'll have to see how this pans out. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
Well, if I do get captured, we can always go to spectator mode and we can see how this war ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always really kind of like a trip to, at this point of the game, look at how tiny the safe zone is and look at all the things that we did before.
Look at all these
Like,
armies.
You still see the mid fog and where we came from. And it's like, oh,
Yep.
so much has changed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a full infantry army right there. Man, Arthur is killing it.
I know. So it looks like at the start of the game, he ended up with a spot kind of uncontested by himself. So Kevin Jones sent us a map of how things... Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. Of how things panned out for him. And it was
yeah, I
tough.
see that now.
It was tough. He was in a bit of a squeeze, and being on a peninsula is a tough choice. And he's also in observer mode, checking out what decisions that he made and how that worked out for him, which is pretty cool. So
one of the factions that's not in this game, the Wanderers, as you can see, map knowledge and exploration can be a big advantage in Red Death when you're playing, because being able to see like, oh, okay, this is sort of a dead end over here. These are where mountain ranges are. This is how far the ocean goes. Is a huge benefit. So one of the nice things about the Wanderers is they are better at uncovering the map, and their active ability in Season 2 is that for a limited number of turns, they re-reveal everything that they've explored before. So all the stuff like up by the mutants right now, if Pete was playing as the Wanderers right now, he would be able to click a button and for his cooldown and make visible everything that's there. So he'd be able to see like, oh, okay, that's where their units are, that's where they're moving. So the Wanderers can be quite fun, and they sort of like allow you to play the map a little bit better than the other factions.
So Tronster's saying there are more zombies in this game than there are trees, and I know we spent a lot of time thrashing through the woods, so there must just be a tremendous number of zombies on the other side of that volcano.
That might be it, yeah. We just seen the one zombie, but they're somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
And I'm a little concerned about this rocket artillery corps.
Yep.
Which, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Bradley's not around anymore, so yeah, we might be the juiciest target now. Go. Oh.
Oh, nope. Okay, well, we're gonna...
Maybe he's humoring us.
Maybe he is. We're gonna scoot over here. Let's see if we can get around the back. I don't think he's gonna humor anybody. Let's see what happens. Wish you'd taken those hill promotions. Oh, man,
yeah.
The back of that hill must be a complete mess.
Yeah.
So the other fun thing you can do is you can add map tags. Let's say, for example, go here, and you can set it to be visible to all.
Yeah.
And, that'll
Control
tell
people like,
everybody
hey,
to, go here. That'll be
Go
fun.
over there.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so... Uh-oh, somebody went out. Tronster's out. Oh, no.
Must have been those zombies.
It was. Tronster, do you want to tell us what happened?
Oh man, from the mid game on, I was sandwiched between Bradley and the zombies, and didn't matter which way I was going to go. I was not on the end of the sandwich, and in the end, Bradley just took out all my units. So.
Oof.
Yeah,
were you able to use the nukes to any particular good effect?
So that was good, and I thought I had a chance against Albert. Saved up a nuke, and I thought if I could take out the two guys that were coming after me, I could sneak in around the top. But Albert had two more guys after those two, and so I don't know. I saw a lot of zombies out there.
Yeah, that's not what we like to hear.
Well,
man.
If you just had a 3-promotion artillery corps like Arthur has, maybe you would have been okay. So
that's the secret. Yeah.
I don't really know what I'm going to do here. I mean, it's like
diminishes.
Oh man, it's shrinking even. Do you think that's a real supply drop or a fake one?
I don't know. You can't reach it though.
Oh,
you got it.
It would boom.
Okay, so it wasn't
Boom.
us.
No, it wasn't
That's
us. Okay, that's fine.
Just
Oh, there it is.
I didn't move fast enough. All right, so
Distracted.
I got captured by the mutants. That's fine. I'm willing to live with that.
We lasted a pretty good time. Oh my goodness, zombies.
Look at all those zombies.
So now I get to see it all.
So
and
this is
yeah,
gonna
so
be-
Border Lords are sadness. Someone has marked sadness down there. That's probably where
great.
Tronster died. Look at all those supply drops that are
I'm
just
sure
in a
they're
nice triangle. There's,
completely real.
lucrative,
Completely real, I'm
perfectly
sure.
fine.
All right, so Bradley's got to be able to shift around here. Arthur has... Ooh, actually, he's got his artillery, but, that's a lot of zombie armies that are descending on
Yeah,
him.
all those infantry seem to have been killed. The ones that we saw earlier.
That's going to be interesting.
So can he use the? Oh yeah, he's
so
being
he's gonna try
crafty
to-
with that.
try to
Maybe
slime it up a
cut
little.
Bradley off. Yeah,
Oh.
spread the slime.
I don't know that that's going to... We might be able to see the zombie civilian unit, too, which would be pretty cool. Oh man.
I want to give
Love
a
for
quick
Arthur.
shout out to Tronster, who's our UI programmer, and also to Carl Heinz, someone on our UI team who did a lot of the programming for. Red Death has a lot of cool custom UI from the active abilities to the Red Death ring shrinking and stuff like that. So there's been a lot of love and work from across the team, from the artists to the UI engineers to the designers, in making this something really special.
And that's been part of what's been fun with this past year of developing stuff. And part of the excitement of these community updates is we're going to be able to develop more things that, hopefully are these different sort of civilization experiences that people can enjoy. Oh, there's the brain in the jar.
There it is, the control center
with its handlers. So that's the zombies civilian unit right there.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
I also want to call out too, like with the new Frontier Pass and also with these game updates, we do have a little bit more, silly and fantastical things like Red Death, like the Apocalypse mode, and like the upcoming Secret Societies mode. But there's a lot of much more traditional, fun historical modes and historical content as well. So you can really look forward to a lot of that. If Red Death and science fiction aren't really your cup of tea, that's totally fine. We're still going to have a lot of free updates for you and a lot of fun updates that are part of the new Frontier Pass if you sign up for that.
Uh-oh.
Arthur is...
no! Oh, no!
Is that it?
No, it says there's still some mutants left, but I don't see them. Maybe this will register it? I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Oh, he's got one civilian down there.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Oh, man.
A lot of purple.
A lot of purple. He's just going to
done good with the purple.
Drive it around and... So if you had to ask me in a fair fight who would have been left, this is probably a good bet for your final two with or final three. With Bradley,
the designer of the scenario, and
You're,
Albert from QA. Yep. It's a pretty solid matchup right there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this closes up.
Still a lot of zombies, but Bradley does have ranged attacks, so it might just be a matter of trying to.
They each have 3 civilian units. Bradley's got the rocket launcher, and he's got. I don't know.
Machine gun.
I don't know. This is tough because there's all these...
Is that 6 promotions? Goodness.
Yeah, it shoots
That
everything.
is silly.
Oh, no!
Why'd you go into melee, Bradley? No. The zombies will also, they're gonna hurt. They're gonna get hurt a little bit every turn.
No,
If the safe zone weren't so small, I'd say just evade them and let them die. But that's not really an option anymore.
Okay, so Arthur is now out of the game. He's been eaten by zombies. Arthur, how does it feel to be eaten by zombies?
Kind of scary. I miss my brains.
So, how did you had a really fantastic start, it looks like. It looks like you kind of dropped in at a good section, and how did you get all those military units that early in the game?
Yeah, I had a pretty good start, and I managed to get a few good supply drops that I managed to get close to myself. Got really lucky with an early helicopter.
Nice.
It allowed me to go around really fast and get a bunch more things.
Cool. Well, do you want to hang around and watch Carl eat Bradley's brains? Because this is pretty bad. Yeah.
It's Albert, not Carl.
Oh, sorry.
Carl has abandoned us.
Carl has abandoned us. Although, no doubt, he's going to hear how my first round went and give me no end of grief about it when we get back in the office.
Could be.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Oh, the purple got one of the zombies. Just 5 more to go.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Plus, with those raiders up there that will probably also get eaten by zombies, I'm sure that will be. I'm sure that will be fine.
I was trying to leave as much radiation behind as I could.
That was good. You were really, really leaving some bad spots for me to try to sneak my units through. So thank you for doing that. And thanks for playing today. I appreciate it. And we'll catch up with you later. Oh, man.
The Raiders have nabbed 2 civilian units.
This is really bad. So Bradley's
last
civilian unit has run out into the Red Death. Oh my gosh.
Take 40 damage this turn for ending in it.
Oh,
he's
can you
cornered.
do that? I can't see the health.
Oh, he's desperate.
If I can't have it, no one can.
Oh, I just caught Arthur in the chat. He said,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
We have witnessed you, Arthur.
Sanctuary diminishes.
Oh, this
geez.
is...
Oh. So Bradley recaptures.
He got a new one. That was
captures a
the
new one.
gambit. Well
Yeah.
done, Bradley.
That was really good.
Capture one of the Raider ones.
I don't
Oh,
know
and
that it's
can
going to
you
help
get-
him. Could he?
He might not.
Oh, he might. But then there's this.
If he just hops from civilian to civilian, maybe
That would be.
I don't know.
That
It's
would
dangerous.
be quite a way to. I don't think this one's not going to survive down here in the corner.
No.
Nope. It's too late.
This is like the smallest I've ever seen the safe zone.
This
Just
is,
a radius of 2 tiles. This is nuts.
this is very exciting. I'm having a good time. And yes, it's clear I was not gonna. Oh my gosh! And it condenses more.
Oh, and there it
there we
is.
go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I
Wow.
want to thank everybody for tuning into our stream today. I'd like to thank Albert Briggs, Arthur Gould, Kevin Jones, Ryan Taylorton, Bradley Olson, and Tronster Hartley, who are our players from Firaxis. Anton Strenger, lead designer of the New Frontier Pass. I want to thank you for playing with me today.
Of course, it was an honor to heckle you.
I'm glad you thought so. So remember, the first game update is out today. So go ahead and download it if you can. Red Death is available for our PC players. Check out the patch notes on civilization.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media. And stay tuned. We'll have more announcements about Civilization in the weeks and months to come. Thanks very much.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.